Hello, grade 12s. It's Friday. I hope you had a good week. I hope I had a good week too. When we left off, I gave you guys a new pen tool exercise in order to get you oriented with the idea of the pen tool and using handles and curves. Today, we're getting a little bit closer to our final exercise of actually using the taking a type of phrase and we're expressing it through type. Okay, and so what I want to do today is I'm going to give you another little exercise. What I want to do is we're going to take one word and you're just going to express it. So like really when I do this with my grade 10s, and this will be a review of a grade 10 exercise, but I think it's well worth it for the people who haven't done it. Like I've just taken like the word falling and I just take let's just go in here, and then I just have like a F, A, L, and the L would be tipped over and the I would be down here and the N and the G would be dripping down. So that it would look like the word would be falling. Okay. In the past here, I'll show you some examples that my grade 12s did last year, and I've taken the names off of them. All right, some of these are okay. You see how they're labeled? We'll take a look at the 10 first. Okay, so what this is, he took the word dripping or drippin' and he made it look like it was dripping. I love this one. It's so simple, and and I realize that this is all repetitive, but it just looks so good. Okay, all he did is he took the type and then he added on, like he distorted some of the lines, or maybe he just stretched out the R and added the little drip at the bottom. It just looks so simple and so tasteful. It really works well. Ones that were okay. Let's pull up the 9s. Oh yeah, okay. This person, okay, so they did a bunch, and so they psychedelic, fluffy, warm. Static is probably my favorite, and pieces is probably my favorite out of those ones. But trust, actually, I just like the idea of the trust, like it's just hanging on to the word. The word, it's not necessarily, it's just. You kind of really get the sense of trust through that because like all the other letters are just hanging on to the one letter. Not so much. 6 or 7. All right. So 7, it's okay. It was sharp. We get that. It's actually, that's just an effect in Illustrator that you can just apply. I'm hoping for something maybe a little deeper than that. And this one, it's explosion, but this person is not demonstrating that they've really got the really getting the program and getting what I'm talking about, which is too bad. Yes, like it. That one's good. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is, like in this one, I'm just going to take the word burning and I'm just going to express that. We're just going to light the word on fire. So I'm just going to take the word. I'm going to do it in all caps, a nice big bold font. Okay, and let's just go find a font that might be that might work. And I think this font, it's kind of like, and I'm going to blow that up like that. We're going to have it about there. Just because it kind of looks kind of westerny, kind of looks a little woodsy. So maybe it looks like it would be something that could burn. I'm going to take this type and I want to start messing with this type. Right now it is editable text. Right? I can type, I can change the colors of it, but I cannot manipulate this text. It is editable. I can change the letters. What I want to do is I want to convert this to paths. And essentially what it's doing is, yesterday we learned how to draw stuff with the pen tool, but I want to change this to the curves that we can manipulate with the pen tools, because right now it's just type. So I'm just going to go type and create outlines. Oh, I didn't have it selected. There we go. Type and create outlines. And you'll see, if I go to my outline mode here, you'll see that it is now, these are now lines that I can, if I wanted to, I could take these guys here and just like I kind of showed you the other day, I can just take that and we can just take that, stretch that up, take that, stretch that down. We can just, this is the start of designing logos, okay? And yes, you can work with them individually, and we can create our own lines. Now, what I'm going to do is, just for an example, and I think I need to ungroup this. Yeah, let's go Object and Ungroup. And I'm just going to take that B, and I'm going to make that B look like it's on fire. I'm hoping that you're going to do the rest of the word. Now, you say, oh, Mr. Thornburg, I can't draw. I'm not very good at drawing. I can't draw flames. Okay, well, a good designer, and you kind of saw a hint of this earlier, a good designer is always taking things from various sources. And look at this. I just did a search under like flames clip art. And I'm not asking you to copy something. We are going to take this element, and I like this one here, and we're just going to redraw and just steal a few of the elements from it. And this is totally copyright okay. So, and that's another one that would have been good to maybe steal some elements from, put that on top of the word, but I'm going to take this one. So I'm just going to copy that image and paste it right into Illustrator. Okay, and just paste it right in. Oh, we don't see it because I'm in outline view. Go back to preview, and it's quite huge. So let's just shrink that down. Now, I'm not going to bore you by tracing this whole thing. So I'm gonna, there, I already did. Okay, and you see it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be because we're not trying to, I don't want it to be exactly like that. I want it to be like my own thing. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to bring it back over to here, and I'm going to paste it in. And I'm going to make it look like the bee is burning. So let's zoom in. And we're going to shrink that down. Let's see what we can do here. I'll shrink that down. Now I realize it doesnn't actually, I'm just using the arrow keys just to kind of get that right in the right spot. And right now the attributes of this, it's got no fill, and it's got a stroke of black. But and you can see that here, there's no fill and a stroke of black. I'm going to change that. I'm going to swap those two around so that now it's like that. Swap the two around. And so now it's starting to look like it's a little bit on fire. I don't really like it yet. We're going to make it better. There's a couple things that bug me about it. Number one, I don't know what that happened there. There, that looks a little bit better. And this tail thing it was kind of cool. Doesn't necessarily work on the bee all that well. What if I were just to kind of just curve that like that, and that kind of follow the attributes of that? What does that look like? Maybe. What if I just have the whole thing kind of curved down? I kind of like that better. Okay, you're kind of going with it. Now, that's great. I would probably do something like that for the rest of the word. Okay, and just have like the whole word is on fire. Then what I think I would do is I'm going to ask you to also colorize it, just so you get familiar with the working with color in Illustrator. What I would do is if I select this one thing, you'll see that if I click on here, if I double click, you get like some options here. But up on the right hand bar tool, you get like a palette, or you get some swatches that you can work with, and if I just click on here, it will show me the, I have painted that the red. If I paint that the same red, it looks okay. Something else you can do, and I'm kind of being a little inspired by the graphic that was here before. Did I erase it? Oh, I guess I did. Did I still? Oh, okay. It had a blend to it right there. You can see how it had a blend to it. Let's add that to here. So if I were to select this, and I were to, you see how this is a solid color, this is a strike through, and this is a blend. If I were to click there, it kind of turns that into a gradient. And if I did that, it does the same thing. If I were to, I can manipulate that. If I select both of them, and I'm going to change the attributes, this gradient thing popped up automatically, but you can find it right here. And so you can see how it goes from white to black, and I can manipulate that. I can change there's where my midtone's in. You can add other colors in there. You can do whatever. But what I'm going to do right now, if I double click on this color, I'm going to change that to red. I'm going to change this one, double click, change that to yellow. Okay. Now, and actually the other one, it was, if you happen to notice, it looked like it was kind of round. It started from the middle and it worked its way out. I'm going to do the same thing just so I get to show you. I don't have to, but this is a linear blend. I'll just change that to a radial blend. Now you see how they're kind of two independent things because they're two independent shapes. If I were to click and drag both, and not over on the right side, on the left side, you also have a gradient attributes tool. If I click on that, you see how it shows you the direction of the blends. It's starting from here and going to there, starting from yellow, going to red. If I can manipulate those, but if I were just to click, it will apply the same thing to both. So I'm starting from yellow, and where I end up will go to red, and it applied it to both these guys. Okay, and so that's what we're starting out. That's what we got. So if I did that to say all these and applied that to all of them, it looks like that. If I were to click on the gradient tool and did that to all of them, it's starting to look like that. But not going to do that. I want it to look like I'm going to take these flames or take other flames and draw them over top and make the whole thing look like it's burning like that. Okay, so that's your assignment for today. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. Good luck.